For serious YouTubers, save time and money with TubeBuddy, the premier tool used at geekoutdoors.com. Get more done today by checking out the affiliate link in the description area below.
Hey, welcome to another episode of geekoutdoors.com. Some stuff going on in the news. One concerning something that will probably affect everybody who uses the internet. And the second one is something of awesomeness. So let's begin with the security issue. Now, security is something that all of us have to be made aware of or be aware of as much as possible. And this one's pretty big because this one, called the KRACK vulnerability, it basically affects the Wi-Fi standards WPA2 for pretty much all internet connected devices. And so this is a big thing because these are Wi-Fi standards, security standards that the entire industry uses. And so the bad thing with this is the fact that it affects so many things. The good thing is because it is a standard that's used by every internet connected device, that means that there is a lot of people involved in this and they are getting out fixes as soon as possible. However, it does show the main issues that we have in our interconnected world and also the problem with fixing this. Okay, so one of the big things that I think anytime we have these type of security issues is getting out the fixes. Okay, now for things such as your operating systems, Windows, Apple, Linux, your mobile devices, iOS, Android, of course, those are things that companies and businesses are going to take care of first because they impact the most people, not only from a consumer level, but also business and government levels as well. Okay, but everything else, since we have so many internet connected devices right now, and I'm specifically referring to the IoT or Internet of Things, that is a huge problem because more than ever we have a lot of internet connected devices now. The main one that I could think of is our routers, but there are many other things as well. Our security cameras, our garage door openers, our thermostats, our refrigerators, our microwaves, our cars, our self-driving cars, our automated robots. All of these, if they use the internet, which most devices are now using the internet, then that means they are also vulnerable, and patches for those are definitely not something that goes out on a mass level. And in a lot of cases, you're not going to be able to get fixes out to like old hardware. So that is an issue with only become bigger and bigger. Okay, and right here, if I'm looking at these companies, they have all released actually fixes, which should be going out in some cases pretty much immediately, and in some cases it takes a few weeks. And if you're wondering for Linux, I looked at my security updates. Guess what? There is a security update for WPA and WPA2, and those are Wi-Fi issues, and WPA2 is the standard that actually got got compromised. Okay, so now while I'm talking about this, let's go ahead and update this so that I have the security. And so that's the one thing that I really love about the Linux community. This isn't always the case, but the Linux community does an amazing job at getting fixes out quickly. Okay, and I have mentioned this before. When it comes to Windows and Mac, for their most critical things, they will get out fixes too as well, but sometimes it takes longer. And this isn't always the case, but Linux usually gets out the fixes pretty quick, and that's pretty amazing considering that this is an open source project, and it's not something that you actually pay for the majority of cases. So I'm going to go ahead and install this right now while I'm talking about all this other stuff. And so yeah, this is really a scary scenario, and honestly, people in the tech community, we've seen these types of things before, but it just seems like the more and more our world becomes connected, through internet devices, and also through a lot of the AI, which is becoming more and more powerful. Just basically things are more interconnected. And so with all of these complex technologies, scenarios like this are pretty much impossible to fix, because there's just so many things going on, and you cannot account for every possible device, every possible software in the entire world. That's billions of different scenarios. And so the good thing is, as I mentioned earlier, this is a standard used by everyone. And so at least with that scenario, it is very important that these fixes go out. Okay, and so I just wanted to mention that right at the beginning, that this is an issue, and that if you go to these articles like ZDNet, companies are pushing out patches. And as I'm just showing you here, if you are on a operating system like Linux, at least for Linux, patches have been pushed out. I just installed it now, and so just go ahead and check and make sure for your version, if you are on Linux, on Apple Mac, or Windows. I think for most people who are on Windows or Mac, they've already said that they've already put fixes out there, and iOS devices as well. So be sure to check that. For people on Android, which is a lot of people, hopefully we'll get fixes out in a few weeks, but that really depends on your device, okay, and how new it is. Okay, so that is the first thing. Not going to be the last time, but this one is pretty big. So on a much happier note, the new official trailer for Black Panther came out, and the teaser trailer, I really, really enjoyed that. That was a pretty incredible trailer, and I was so hyped up after I saw that teaser. But this one is the official trailer. It shows more of what Black Panther could be about, and if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go see it. And this one, the opening of it, it actually shows Wakanda, and it looks like pretty sweet. I think that's Killmonger. And so this one really shows the world of Black Panther, but also the scope of it as well. So there's a panther right there. That kind of reminds me of Batman, like the Batcave, but just much bigger in scope, obviously. And this looks like another world, but it's actually here in the, on Earth, in Africa. And if you're familiar with the Black Panther story, Black Panther was actually created by legendary artist Jack Kirby, and Wakanda is the most advanced society in the entire world, but it's hidden from the public. As you see here, it shows you that there's some type of force field that the ship goes through. I'm pretty sure that's a force field, and that is Wakanda. Is hidden from the rest of the world. And Wakanda got its wealth because of vibranium, the same material that's used to create Captain America's shield. And check that out. These controls, no physical controls. This kind of reminds me of the movie Flight of the Navigator. And just lots of beauty here. Lots of colors, the designs, the suit, that's awesome. And Chadwick Boseman, he's going to be awesome in this role. I really enjoyed him in Civil War, but he was also in the Jackie Robinson movie, and he also played James Brown as well in the biography. And Napila Npunga, I might be saying her name wrong. And there is another lady, she is from The Walking Dead. But there are so many actors and actresses in this movie. Angela Bassett plays his mother. Check this out. That is the actual city. Looks very futuristic. It really does look like another world. Check out that. Oh, that ship. And there is the guard. All female. They are the best of the best when it comes to fighters. They are his protectors. Okay. And look at that. Wow. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of I would say Star Wars in a way. I mean, what I mean by like the new Star Wars, the way that it looks with the effects and stuff. And there's Angela Bassett playing his mother. I'm not sure what that is, but I think this might be a battle, a testing ground, because we saw part of that in the teaser trailer. There's some people down there. That looks cool. And there is a lot of CG in this, but I think the CG here, with all of Marvel's movies, their big movies, it just looks really good. It's not perfect, but it has that realistic comic book feel, which is perfect for this type of movies. And so I don't think this CG is going to be bad, okay? It's just going to look awesome, okay? And as you go further, you see the actual base of Wakanda, and I really love these costumes. They just look really clean, and there's him with his sister. I like the scene where they see each other and they have their own. Let me see if I could play this real quick. I don't want to get a copyright strike, but they do their own handshake and stuff. See right there? That's so cool. I don't know why I like that so much. It's cool. And here he's looking at the different suits. There's multiple versions of the Black Panther suit, which is sweet. And then as you go further, I like this scene right here where he just like drops right here. This is a really cool scene where he's just dropping. But like, I'm not going to play that one. Check that out. He just drops from the air and he's throwing these, I guess they're homing devices on top of these Jeeps, I guess. Okay. And then as you go further, you see Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, who was absolutely amazing in the movie Creed. I love that movie, and directed by the same director, of course, which is going to be awesome. And I can't say enough about how much I enjoyed Creed, and the actual director. And honestly, I cannot remember his name right now. I can't believe I can't remember his name, but he is a great director for sure. And so I'm glad to see that him and Michael B. Jordan are working on this together. And so this is a scene from the teaser trailer at the end where he jumps on a Jeep. And then as you go further, this is really cool. This is the mystical portion of the whole Black Panther. Whenever you get the powers from the Black Panther, it's passed down. You kind of have to be accepted to gain the powers. So this is probably that portion of the movie. And this really shows, from what I could tell, is, just really him becoming a king, because this follows right after Civil War, after his father was killed. Okay, and there's Michael B. Jordan right there. I don't know what happened there, but he doesn't have an accent in this. If you watch a trailer, he doesn't have like an African accent. So my guess is that maybe he left Africa as a young child and he lived in the U.S. because he has a strictly U.S. Accent. And there, man, that's Andy Serkis. He is playing the Claw, and he was in Ultron, Avengers Ultron, and here he's going to be playing a much bigger role. So there's dual villains there, but I'm thinking Michael B. Jordan, he will be the main villain in this movie. So that's going to be interesting. Action. Ships look cool. And this is a cool scene right here where Michael B. Jordan has something a little special, in the sense that, he's got his own Black Panther suit, all gold. It looks like a cheetah type design. So, yeah, so it's going to be Panther versus Panther. And here's a scene from the last teaser trailer, which we all enjoyed. Really heavy in CG though. But then it shows you more scenes of the movie. Okay, more action, more fighting between the two Panther characters, and just more awesomeness, just more action. And check this out, they're fighting, I don't know where they're fighting here, but that looks cool. So this is the battle in Wakanda. I forgot his name, but he is one of the main characters in the Black Panther comic books. And there is, boom, Killmonger fighting the guard. And this part shows the Claw using his weapon right here. And this is a cool shot where he just blasts this car that Black Panther was on. And Black Panther just scales the wall, which is really cool. And what he does from that is he jumps down and he just sticks his hand in his tire and just destroys it. So, yeah, Black Panther comes out February 2018. This is going to be sweet. Check that out, that purple. Oh man, I'm like really can't wait to watch this. I love this whole trailer, the music and everything, but the teaser, for some reason, I enjoyed the teaser a little bit more. I don't know what it was, but this is going to be the Black Panther movie that everybody hoped it was going to be. I'm really happy that, they were able to show Black Panther Civil War and it got the reception it is, because this is going to be a really big budgeted movie. It's going to show the whole world culture of Wakanda. It's also going to bring another element, to the whole comic book Marvel universe, because this is pretty much an all African American cast. So there's a lot here, that's going to be, I would say, a first in a lot of cases. But at the same time, as a movie as a whole, as a part of the entire Marvel universe, it's going to be awesome. And I can't wait to see what they do with this, and also how it ties in to the entire Infinity War. And it's going to be, I would say, a nice refreshing change. Okay, in some cases it will have the same formula as other Marvel and comic book movies, but in another case, this is something a little bit different, because Black Panther is a character, even though he was popular, I don't think there's been a lot of, like, things made about him, besides the comic books. Okay, so this will expand upon that. It'll introduce people, to this character, to the whole new world of Wakanda and everything that surrounds it. And so this would be really interesting. I just think it'll only expand the whole universe, kind of like what Guardians of the Galaxy did. And if you even think about Iron Man, before it became a hit movie, not a lot of people in the mainstream knew about Iron Man. Okay, so in this case, I think this will have a similar effect. So that was a lot of stuff about Black Panther, but also stuff about the new KRACK Wi-Fi. So I know that's kind of weird that having these two together, but this is stuff in the news. And so if you had any thoughts on the KRACK Wi-Fi vulnerability or the awesome new Black Panther trailer, be sure to leave it in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these videos, leave a like and subscribe. And if you wanted to support my channel further, you could do that at patreon.com/Geek Outdoors. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.